What's up, guys? Welcome to Stuck on the Screen. Thank you for being here for our first video. My name is Christian.
I'm Destiny.
And we're going to be reviewing movies and TV shows for you. And basically, it's going to be hanging out with friends. More so than just reviewing movies, you're going to be hanging out with friends. We're going to be talking about movies you're interested in, TV shows you're interested in. There's going to be a lot that Destiny hasn't seen in particular. I like movies a lot. So I go to the movies, watch TV shows, Netflix, everything. We're going to start with something that I consider a classic, one of my favorite movies growing up. It was around the time Destiny was 2 years old here. And it came out in 1999, and our first movie is going to be The Mummy. Alright, so first we're going to get into the characters in this movie. We start with Rick O'Connell, obviously played by Brendan Fraser. He was very big in the 90s, going into like every movie. I mean, he did all the Mummies, the three of them. And then he did George of the Jungle. He did a Looney Tunes movie. He was in so much growing up that I seen, and he was one of my favorite actors. I know she.
I'm like, you're talking about that, and I haven't seen any of the movies.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get into these other movies, but starting with this first one, we have Rick O'Connell. We have Jonathan. Was the brother's name, right?
Jonathan, and then Evie.
Evie is the sister.
Evelyn, yeah.
Evelyn, yeah. We have Imhotep, obviously the mummy. And then I think his girl's name was like Anaktu Mamun or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Some weird Egyptian type of name. But and then we have Benny. His name's Benny?
Yeah, Benny.
Benny, the freaking the loser, the coward,
the idiot.
Yeah. That guy just takes sides with anyone as long as his own body is safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so characters, that's who we got. All right, so basically the story goes, Imhotep and Anaktumamun have like a forbidden love, and you start the movie off with her like basically killing herself once they get caught.
Yeah. And
she's basically hoping that he'll revive her one day, but then he also gets killed and he gets his eyeballs taken out, his tongue cut out. Realistically, I would hate for that to happen. And Why do they feel it's necessary to kill the man the way they did, where they take out his eyes and cut off his tongue and then bury him with a bunch of those beetles, rather than just like cutting his head off or hanging him or like just the normal way of killing someone?
I mean, I guess the torture sense of like he needs to pay.
But isn't there like the way they did it, there was a way for him to come back to life? I mean, obviously, because he did come back to life eventually, so like if they know there's a possibility of that man come back to life, and you want to kill him?
True.
Why wouldn't they just cut off his head or something,
True.
But
weren't they like rituals? Like
that's what it was, like a ritual.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't make sense to me. You want the man dead, kill
just
his
kill
head. Anyways, go on to the current time, which is not current time, technically like 1920s or something like that. Yeah, so there's the huge battle with the Magi coming, and then the soldiers with the guns shooting the Magi off the horse. So the Magi is just there to defend the Egyptian tomb, so that way nobody ever releases Imhotep. But yeah, so the Magi come, there's a big battle, and then Rick has like this face, I guess Imhotep's face, come out of the sand, and he's like chasing him around, you remember?
Yeah.
Which is actually pretty cool, especially like the effects back then in 1999, for this movie at least, they weren't that bad. There was a few scenes with like the water and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, the sand looked pretty cool, and I think the effects were right, especially like later in the movie when we get to like his face and like that was really cool, his body.
So after he sees his face in the sand, right, the first encounter, it cuts 3 years to the future.
Mm-hmm.
It shows Evie in the library, right, and I don't know, she's organizing the books or whatever. She knocks down all of them, and she's getting.
That's such a ridiculous movie.
Yeah, like
if that happened to me, I would just quit. I would walk out, tell my boss I'm done. I'm not picking up those books after you knock them down like that. And then she was on like those circus people moves where she was like walking on the ladder.
Well, first of all, why would she try to like lean to the other shelf from a ladder?
She claims to be smart and know all about history and stuff like that, but she sure don't know how to maneuver around the ladder.
For real, she don't know how to use a ladder. But then, what was that room that she went into afterwards?
Oh yeah, and then she found her brother Jonathan. Huh?
Yeah, and he like popped out of the tube
Yeah.
and scared her.
It was funny during that scene too. Destiny got a little bit scared.
Yeah.
I seen her and her. She just like jumped up.
I wasn't expecting it to. Like that movie had a lot of like pop-up scenes.
Jump
Like,
scares, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jump
Destiny's
scares.
afraid of scary movies. If you didn't know.
I jump very easily.
Yeah, Jonathan popped out of the coffin with the skull. I mean, with like a skeleton, and scared her. And then basically, did he had the key already or no? Where'd the key come from?
Yeah, he did have the key. He took it from Okano, and that's why they went to the jail or wherever he was imprisoned at.
Oh,
to ask him about it.
Oh, okay. So how did it show his interaction then?
It didn't show the interaction, but it said that he like snagged it from his pocket, like a little pocket thief. He said he found it on one of his endeavors, but he stole it from him.
So then they go and talk to Okano.
To ask him.
And now has long hair.
Yeah.
Looked like Tarzan or George of the Jungle. So he just switched movies real quick. But he's locked up. Then it cuts to the scene where they have him on the rope. They're about to hang him, and she's trying to offer the warden basically money to let him go. They end up just pulling the rope, hanging Okano. And apparently, I heard that they actually hung him on set. Like, yeah, he was...
Like, it was, for real?
He passed out, and then they had to, revive him and stuff. But, yeah, so they hung him, and she then says that they're looking for the tomb or whatever it is. Hamanoptera. So then the warden's interested, and he wants to take part in that, so they cut him down. So then they're on the boat, and they're on their way to the thing, and apparently there's this group of other people that are also...
the Americans.
The Americans that are also looking for that, Hamanoptera.
Hamanoptera.
And they say that they have someone who also has been there before, like Rick. So Rick's trying to figure it out, and then he's like, oh, I know who it is, and he finds him. They start talking, and then a lot of funny scenes start happening. This whole movie's littered with funny little comical parts, and she keeps watching it. We have it playing back there. She keeps laughing at it. But he threw pretty much everyone off the boat. He
yeeted Eddie off the boat. Like, I hope you know how to swim.
Yeah, it was everybody. And then the warden ends up jumping off after them once the boat catch on fire or something.
Yeah, they get into a gun shootout.
Someone comes on the boat, tries to take the key from them. Jonathan ends up getting it, and everyone leaves the boat. And then the two groups split. And then another funny part where he's like, hey, Okano, I have...
Oh, he's like, I have all the horses. And he's like, yeah, but you're on the wrong side of the lake. Or the river.
Yeah. And then there was this one scene where Benny says, nice camel. And then they go off, but Benny's also on the camel, so I don't understand. They were bragging about their horses, but then he's still riding the camel, and it's the same speed. And why are the camels as fast as the horses? Aren't they supposed to be slower?
Yeah. Are they?
I would think. So they revealed the Hamanoptera. They go to it. It had to be summoned or whatever at a certain time of day. They go to it. They set up camp there. So they go underground, and then the warden actually runs into these beetles on the wall. They're like gold or crystallized or something like that. So he picks them up. He thinks he's gonna make some money off of it. Those beetles, back when I was watching the movie, they creeped the hell out of me. They still do.
Yeah.
Especially when they come in big groups. But that thing went through his shoe and then crawled up into his skin. It went all the way. I think it went into his brain and ate his brain. But that man's dead. They don't have to pay him, like you said.
Yeah. They ain't got to pay him anymore.
Yeah. And then we had a few people from the other group die as well. I think when they were trying to cut open the tomb or basically pick it out to get the treasure box out.
The movie was
Oh, they got acid spit on them, remember?
Yeah, it's gory.
Yeah, it was a gory movie for back in the day. But yeah, they finally get it. I think these explorers, these people are dumb because, first of all, there's so many warnings and stuff like that, and they say whoever reads it or whoever opens this chest is going to be cursed, and I'll find you and everything like that.
It's just selfishness, wanting.
Yeah, greed, huh?
Yeah.
Greedy people. They find the Imhotep mummy.
Yeah, they do.
He looks creepy as hell. And they go back upstairs, get ready to sleep and everything like that. And Evelyn's an idiot. She takes the key steals the book from the other people who opened the chest, and then she starts reading. And if you speak Egyptian or whatever she was reading, shouldn't you know what you're reading enough to not read out a curse, you know? But she awakens Imhotep. And then Imhotep, the mummy, he starts chasing one of the dudes down. He steals his eyeballs and his tongue. So
one of the
it was the wrong eyeballs to steal because he stole it from the blind guy.
I know, he was so blind.
Yeah, that dude couldn't see anything. And Rick comes and shoots him with the shotgun. He shoots the mummy.
And then, well, he sees Evie, and I guess he wants to use her as a human sacrifice to awaken his long lost pride. And Rick comes to save her, and the mummy screams at him. and Rick screams back. That part was so...
See, it was hilarious. It's like if you go up to a bear and the bear roars at you and then you roar back like you're nothing to the...
Yeah. That part, I think, was like one of the keynotes. That one and him eating her off the boat.
It's like, back in the day, they knew how to make an action movie actually have its funny moments, and it works, and it all just molds together so perfectly.
Yeah.
It made a good movie. So yeah, then Imhotep starts going on a rampage. He wants to kill everyone from open that chest so he can then regain his body.
Yeah, rebuild himself.
Yeah. And in that process, he also gets Benny to sign on with him, and he starts partnering with him because Benny's just a little rat who likes to... Yeah, he just takes the side of anyone that's going to...
favor himself.
Yeah. While doing this and going and trying to capture everyone, we find out that Imhotep is afraid of cats.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Until he's like fully rebuilt. He's terrified of cats because I guess in the underground or underworld, like the cats are the rulers. Yeah. So Okano, throughout the whole movie, he's throwing Benny around. Benny's a little toothpick in comparison to him. For real.
So they go to Benny and he's trying to figure out why he's working with him. And he throws him around, and then Benny does something and he like kicks him in the nuts and escapes or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole time, I guess Imhotep's killing the other guys, and then he's regaining more of his body, and then he has like an army with him now. It's like a zombie army.
Yeah, he like converts all of the
the civilians around. Yeah. So then they're just like rampaging through the city, I guess, looking for the other people that he needs to consume. But during that time, they're trying to escape, and then Jonathan comes out. Another one of the funniest parts of the movie. He's walking to a cathedral trying to get to the car. And then he sees the door open with the zombie-like people. And to like cover himself, he just Imhotep. Like, because that's what they're all doing.
Yeah, he just joins
so
the
he
crowd.
Blends in. Imhotep. He's walking with them and stuff like that, and he just takes off to the car. But during this time, they're getting in the car. Imhotep realizes that they're trying to escape, chasing them down in a like car chase scene.
And then he eventually gets the last guy.
Yeah.
While they're trying to escape, so like he's fully regained like his body, and then he takes Evie, huh?
Yeah.
Or she sacrifices herself to go with him.
Yeah, because they, I think he like threatened them, and he was like, "If you give me the girl, then I'll let you guys live." Which realistically, I don't know why you would trust a mummy in the first place. He's a villain in this movie. You can't. Okay, you're gonna let me live then here, but she says she'll do it. And then anyways, he ends up saying kill them anyways. Yeah.
But they escape.
Yeah, they escaped. So they escaped, and then Okano and the team have to then like kind of set up a mission to save Evie, like rescue her from the mummy again. Mm-hmm. So they go to this the pilot. You remember the pilot?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they get him to like fly them to the mummy, and as they're flying to the mummy, he gets like his face in the sand. He's like controlling the sand, but it's like his face. And he's like chasing them down, about to eat the plane. Mm-hmm. But while he does that, then Evie or Evelyn kisses him.
Yeah, she kisses him, and it's like kind of like a sandstorm.
Yeah, it's like a sandstorm, like the Rude sandstorm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then right after that, the plane ends up falling anyways. And just as quick as that pilot was introduced to the movie, he was gone.
Taken out.
Everyone else jumped off the plane. He was passed out, sunk with the quicksand. And that was the end of the pilot in the movie for 5 minutes. All right, yeah. So then Imhotep gets underground. and he's like puts her on the table, right? Puts
Yeah.
Evelyn on the table.
Yeah, and then he awakens a knock and summons her mummy body.
Yeah.
And he's like about to sacrifice Evie.
Yeah, so you end up getting to this fight scene where Jonathan's trying to figure out how to read the text. Evelyn's on the table trying to tell him how to read the text, and Rick's fighting off a bunch of different mummies.
Yeah.
And
it's
then,
just like so chaotic.
Yeah, there's so much going on. Jonathan ends up figuring out the spell, and then he recruits some of those mummies to fight for him. And Imhotep gets pissed at them, obviously, because he can't control them anymore.
Yeah. And then, while all this is going on, Benny is over there trying to take all the gold and shove it onto a poor camel. And oh my gosh, I can't.
Yeah, Benny, he gave up on the mummy thing. He was ready to steal the gold and get out of there.
For real.
So do you remember the scene where O'Connell's like killing the people and stuff like that, killing the mummies? And then he cuts off the legs of one of them, and he's carrying the stone, and the stone just falls on him. It's just, I love the fight scenes in this. I love the fight scenes. I love the comedy. Obviously, a lot of action. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Indiana Jones because it's
Never
like,
seen it.
I mean, it's another movie we have to watch. But it's just basically like the tomb raiding and stuff like that. It's kind of the same vibe, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of puzzle stuff where you like lift this and you cause a curse and all of this. Yeah, but a lot of comedy in this, and I liked it.
Yeah, it was, I feel like it was a really good movie. The storyline of it and like the comedy, it just all together was really good. For it being like super old movie.
Yeah, so then they end up killing Imhotep, but they do it by, how do they kill him again?
The spell that Evie made Jonathan read, I guess, made him mortal.
So once he was mortal, then they were just able to kill him like a normal human. And then they like threw him in the water, or
I think when he stabbed him, he fell into like...
Yeah, it's like this spirit water, and then a bunch of visual effects that didn't look very good swallowed him, and yeah, that's the last you see of him.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was cool like how the effect of them coming and like taking his soul.
Yeah, there was like the horses that came down the thing and then just rode straight through him. But yeah, so then Benny is trying to get the gold, as I said. They save Evelyn, and they're all trying to escape. He's trying to leave with Rick and them.
Oh,
and then he doesn't have enough time to make it, so he has to run back into that gold room, the room full of gold.
Yeah, and he gets stuck. And then our friends, the Beetles, come out. Not the band, but the other ones, the ones that eat you alive and crawl under your skin. Man, I would hate that so much. And they surround our guy Benny, unfortunately, the star of the movie. He got what he deserved, you know. He wanted to die with the gold, and that's what he did.
Yeah, and Jonathan wanted the gold too. I mean, he was a greedy person as well, but he got pulled out of there. They're going to leave, and what do you know? There's actually gold that Benny put on the camel from before.
Yep.
So they got to leave with some gold at least. And the Magi guy ends up surviving as well, right?
Yeah, he pulls up like on a horse with two other guys. Just randomly, I'm like, okay.
I know, they didn't even show how he survived.
Yeah.
I think this movie was definitely one of my favorites. It still holds up. I think if it was released today, it would still be a good movie. Like, yeah. I mean, graphics might be a little outdated, like if it was released exactly how it is right now. But overall, it's still a good movie. I think it'd be really popular. I give it a probably like a 9 out of 10. I mean, it had a good mix of everything. But all in all,
yeah, that's how I feel too. I feel like like a 9.5. It was a really good movie. Like, when Chris told me, he was like, oh, we're going to watch The Mummy. I was like, we're going to watch The Mummy? I don't know. But, because it's like a super old movie. I've never seen it. But
that's what this is for.
I got like the first scene instantly, like, it caught my attention. I thought it was going to be a rough one to get through, but it was actually a really good movie.
I'm glad you liked it. But yeah, if you guys like this, we do have another channel called Team Snack Pack. Make sure you go check it out. We release on Tuesday. It was Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this is taking over the Thursday spot. Might release a second video or like 2 videos a week on this channel. But we're definitely doing every Tuesday there. We do like food / reaction / challenges. It's a lot of fun there. We're going to have like different games and stuff set up there. Make sure you guys go subscribe there. But if you like this content, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment, leave us a suggestion like we said.
Also comment your favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, let us know. Like, interact with us. Let us know anything about the movie. What you thought was funny. What you hated. If you didn't like the movie. I don't know why you would. I mean, it's a good movie. Yeah, but if you like hanging out with us, make sure you check out the videos, and you're right here. I'll link some snack pack videos right now, and then the future of VR videos. But we'll catch you guys next time. Stuck on the Screen, out.